Hi everyone, in today's video I'm doing a cute beach Gel-X set. This set turned out so cute, probably one of my favorite sets I've done for the summer so far. So I hope you enjoy this video, and any nail sets you would like to see or any ideas, let me know in the comments. For the nail prep, you want to start by pushing your cuticles back with a cuticle pusher. And I used a flame bit to lift my cuticles and to get rid of any extra dead skin underneath. After that, you want to use your sanding bit to get rid of any shine or extra product off your nails. It's been a couple of weeks since I did my nails, so I just cut them down and shaped them before I applied the Gel-X nails. If you don't like to use a cuticle trimmer, you can use cuticle remover, and it works fairly well in my opinion. You want to apply that on your cuticles and use the other end of your cuticle pusher to get rid of it. Now I'm going to use my nail dehydrator and primer. You want to use the dehydrator first to get rid of any moisture off of your nails, and then use the primer, and that is so anything you apply after the primer sticks well. Then I like to do my pop-off method by just applying matte top coat and cuticle oil. I use the same method for both polygel and Gel-X nails. And of course, if you aren't doing a pop-off set, then skip the step with the matte top coat and cuticle oil. And I like to do this with my nail sets since I don't keep them on that long anyway. And this method can last up to 1 to a couple of days. I'm going to use my Modelones Ones 4-in-1 nail glue, and you want to apply your nails in a downward method from the cuticle to the tips of your nails. Using a little goes a long way. With using this product, you really don't need much. If your nails don't come half matte, you want to drill the inside of your nail tips so your nails have something to grip to, and there's less of a chance of it popping off. These nails are half matte, so I don't need to do that step, but it's an important step to know. I haven't done gel X nails in a while, so as you can see, I definitely applied too much. So you want to start by pulling your skin back a little so the glue can separate from your skin before you remove it. Then you want to use your carbide drill bit or sanding bit around the cuticles so you can remove the extra glue and blend the nails. I apply some acetone around the cuticle so it blends well. Then I shaped my nails and did my base color. For my base color, I use this brand. This brand is still available on Amazon. They just don't sell these colors anymore for some reason. So if you know any other good base colors, let me know, because so far I haven't found any new ones. Now for the base color, you want to go in with a thin layer and then cure for 30 seconds. And then go with the second layer and make it more thick, and always wipe the sides so you don't have to reshape your nails at the end. For the ring finger, I went in with Dapper Than Your Nails New Polish Glass Atrium, and I did 2 layers of that. Hi everyone, I have some new polishes from Dapper Than Your Nails. They just dropped their new art glass collection. Here are the polishes. We have Glass Atrium, Antique Jade, Golden Hour, Rosette Pane, Crimson Wash, Violet Prism, Verdant Glaze, Etched Ember. If you're looking for some new products to try, they have way more on their website. They also have some good polygels, so if you're looking for new products to try and want to see how they work, you can check out my other videos. Use code BYLAY for 10% off of your purchase and enjoy these amazing products. Now on with the rest of the video. For the nail art today, I have some seashells and starfish. I didn't realize that the seashells come with pearls, so the extra ones are needed. 3D gel, Born Pretty, rhinestone glue, top coat. I have 2 brown polishes, 2 blues, and 2 pinks. Dapper Than Your Nails Crystal Dewdrop, Nail Reserve Iced Coffee, Another Glass, Pinky Pink, and Bliss Pink. The link to the products I use are in the description. If any product you see isn't directly linked, the website most likely is. I did the whole French light blue, and without carrying it, you want to go in with your darker blue and some white. And with this design, doing it this way, make sure to always wipe your brush every couple of swipes because you don't want to mix the color too much unless you want that look. Use Pinky Pink for the flower and just draw the outline, and I did 5 petals. Then you want to do a very thin layer of white, then little specks of pink on top, and make sure to cure in between each step. 3D effect, I just used some rhinestone glue and I did a dot of that. Then I went in with my liner brush. I used my handheld curing light for this, but after I cured it in my lint for 30 to 60 seconds. The same thing I did for the thumb, I did for my index finger, but with this one, I made it look like a seashell, so it has more of a detailed design to it. Started with the lighter pink, which is bliss pink, and the darker is pinky pink. I did the seashells 3D design with rhinestone glue and liner brush. I just dipped my liner brush in the glue and did one line straight down the middle and two more on each side. For the middle nail, I started with doing the sand. I used 2 different browns and a tan. I didn't end up using the darker brown on this part. I used it for the detail on the turtle. You want to start off with the lighter brown and basically outline how much you want to do it. Fill it in. Then I went in with some tan, blended that all the way in, then used more tan after for the design. same colors I used for the thumb I used for the waves, and you want to make sure it's slanted. I did a thick layer of white, and you have to blend the blue and the white. And towards the sand, you want to dip your brush in acetone and dab it on the line so it looks like the waves coming to shore. I have this milky white to apply on top of the blue, but if you don't have this, you can just mix some white with some top coat or base coat. For the dots, I use base coat because it's thicker than top coat, so it takes a little longer to spread, and that's a good thing so you can take your time and not rush. The same exact thing I did on the index finger, I did on the pinky, just with different colors. For the turtle, I used 3D gel and I started with the shell / body. Then I did the head. I didn't cure any of this in between. I did it all then cured at the end, but if you feel more secure curing it in between, that's perfectly fine. I did the whole turtle brown, then went in with some darker brown and tan for the details. For the design, I used Doper Nails polishes, Crimson Wash, and Violet Prism. And I mixed those two together and did the shell design. And that's it for today's video. This set turned out so good, so look forward to seeing more content like this. Don't forget to like the video and comment if you have any questions. If there is any nails you want me to try, let me know. Everything is also linked in the description. I really hope you enjoyed today's video.